What if I told you that before a woman cheats sheets? Long before the betrayal, she leaves subtle clues like breadcrumbs in the forest. The problem: most men err too blind, too in love, or too hopeful to notice. But what if you could spot signs before your heart gets shattered? Welcome to the Uncomfortabluth, backed by female psychology, guarded by Stoic wisdom. Stay alert, Beak. What you're about to learn could save you from emotional ruin. Oh, and I few think emotional distance. My girl will never do that. You might want to buckle up. She emotional distance just might be starring in this script. 1. Emotional distance creeps in. In Stoicism, detachment is a virtue. But in relationships, unexpected emotional danger. It's a warning shot. A cheating woman doesn't ghost emotionally vert. It's gradual. First, the warm texts cool down. Then, the long conversations become robotic. Replies. The small gestures like checking in, complimenting you, or lawing at your jokes begin to vanish. Suddenly, her eyes don't sparkle when you enter the room. They avoid yours. Emotional detachment. She's present but absent, like a ghost haunting her own relationship. Women are emotionally driven. If she's cheating, chances are her heart has already checked out even before her body. So, if her body does, and she create emotional distance to rationalize her actions. She can't face the emotional contradiction, so she starts to retreat. It's not just tired. It's not Mercury in retrograde, it's detachment with a sedative guilt from a psychological lens. When Simone emotionally withdraws, it's because they're already investing elsewhere, mentally or emotionally. And when emotional needs are being met by another person. The original partner feels like a burden rather than a bond. But emotional withdrawal is only the first crack in the mask. Schedule becomes a maze. What happens when her time becomes a mystery? Let's talk a boo thought. Schedule becomes a maze too. A casual becomes a maze. Time tells truths. People try to hide. Suddenly, her schedule is packed. Late meetings, girls' nights. She didn't used to have errands that mysteriously take hours. You ask her about her day and get the group please. Like, it was fine. It's nothing interesting. The pattern changes, but the story stays vague. Behavioral psychology teaches you that cheaters subconsciously seek opportunities while covering their tracks, and they often don't lead directly. They just manipulate time and details so you stop asking. You might hear her say, "I lost track of time," or "My phone died," or "I just needed some space." A Stoic man observes without attachment. Observe without attachment. You don't need to accuse. Just watch. As Epictetus said, appears secretive behavior rare impressions, not facts, but they often foreshadow the truth. She went to Target for 3 hours and came back without a single bag. Yeah, sure. Maybe she fought the entire Roman army while picking out shampoo. Here's the trick. Cheaters will always craft a believably narrative with just enough normality to pass your suspicion filter. But here's where it gets colder. When her need for privacy suddenly turns into paranoia. 3. Sudden privacy and phone secrets. Sudden privacy and phone secrets. Once upon a time, her phone was her phone. Was just a phone. Just a phone. Now it's Fort Knox. She used to leave it on thick-ouch. Okay? Now it's glued to her hand face down, locked her silent. She smiles at texts you're not allowed to see. She guards it like it holds nuclear codes. You go near her phone and she reacts like you just tried to disarm a bomb. In female psychology, secrecy often signals emotional displacement. She may not even be cheating yet, but emotionally she's feeding a new connection and feels the need to protect it. Think of emotional cheating as a gateway drug. It begins with innocent messages that turn into digital intimacy, and that's often more dangerous than physical cheating. You try to borrow her phone and she suddenly turns into John Wick, not because you're wrong, but because she has something Tolos as a Stoic. Your job isn't to panic. Don't chase what she hides. Observe the pattern. Gaslighting jealousy clouds reason. Clarity requires composure. But what if she's not just hiding, but rewriting reality to justify her guilt? For gaslighting and psychological reversal. Gaslighting is shifting prioritious cheater's favorite mirror. It makisu, question yourself. She starts fights over nothing. She accuses you of being distant, insecure, or too controlling while giving you every reason to feel that way. She flips the script so often you feel dizzy. Suddenly, you're the one knows. Always wrong. This is psychological warfare. It's projection. She's putting psychological warfare, her guilt, on you so she doesn't have to confront it herself. This stage is dangerous, not just to your heart, but to your mind. Prolonged lighting makes you question your instincts. And when you stop trusting yours, betrayal can destroy you outwise. First, through her actions, then through your own denial. You caught her whispering to a coworker at 11 p.m., and now somehow you're apologizing for being insecure. Hadane couldn't pull that off. Overcompensating, she creates a reality where you're too confused to confront truth. And that gives her space to keep doing what she's doing without conceits. When the guilt becomes unbearable, she doesn't break. She just overcorrects 5 unusual kindness and over-affection. It's the most confusing unusual kindness. And over-affection sin. She starts acting perfect. More kisses, more compliments, gifts. Skeep comes more attentive. She plans date nights, sends sweet messages. But it feels off, like she's trying to make up for something because she is in guilt. Psychology. People often, overcompensato, maintain their self-image. Women especially struggle with dissonance between their actions and identity. So, Stoic response, tipsy, try to balance the scale. She tells herself, if I'm being extra kind, I'm not really a bad person. So she drowns you in attention, not out betrayal off love, but to mask betrayal. Don't be seduced by sweet lies dressed as affection. As Marcus Aurelius said, the closer a man is to the truth, the clearer he must see through the fog off leisure. She went from ice queen to cuddle monster overnight. That's not growth. That's guilt in disguise. But final sign, it's not subtle. It's explosive. It almost always means it's too late. 6. She ends it first or forces you to. Here's the final mask projection. She'll end it before you do. Either she'll manufacture a dramatic reason to levier, accuse you of being the problem, or worse, she'll give you an ultimatum. That sounds like maybe we should take a break. This is projection. She wants out, but doesn't want to feel like Thevelane, so she pushes you into ending at, or creates chaos that makes your treat. She might pick unnecessary fits, sabotage the relationship, weaponize your insecurities, and when you finally reach your limit and walk away, she gets to play the victim. It's a psychological tactic. Creates a break, then blame the other person. Don't beg, don't bargain. A woman who wants to leave has already left emotionally the Stoic way. Hold your ground. Let go with grace. Let your silence say what your pain cannot. Shedrips, thy need space bomb right after a mysterious weekend. Away coincidence. Why men miss these signs. It's only if you believe in unicorns. Why men miss the seasons. Now, you might be wondering, why didn't I see it? Here's why. 1 love blinds reason. When a man is invested, he filters red flags through hope. Too many. Men are taught to suppress suspicion, believing it's toxic or insecure. 3 cheaters don't look like villains. They smile. They kiss you goodnight. They play the role until they didn't. Men miss the signs because they want to believe in loyalty, because trusting feels better than doubting. Boot Stoicism doesn't ask you to distrust. It tasks you to observe without illusion. Are you watching her actions, or are your fantasy of her? The signs Ariel weighs there? It's not about paranoia, it's about awareness. A wise man doesn't treat. He recognizes a stoic man doesn't chase. He observes, and a high-value man doesn't beg to stay. He walks away with dignity. If this video opened your eyes even a little, Do one thing like subscribe and share it with a brother woe might be blind to these signs. Fey truth might hurt, but ignorance that destroys. Stay grounded.